Shannon Sharpe settled in his case where there was a woman that claimed he had raped her, essayed her, a bunch of different things to her. And yeah, so she sued him for $50 million. We know about the case. We know all that stuff. And it just seems like this week the rain has been pouring. The old man is snoring. Not only did he have to pay her in the settlement case, she retired from OF. But then I know we thought, and we said it, we touched on it slightly, ever so slightly on this platform that, we'll probably see Shannon Sharpe, back pretty fast. We'll see him back. That is not the case. ESPN axed his black ass. ESPN has cut ties with NFL Hall of Famer and media analyst Shannon Sharpe less than 2 weeks after he settled a lawsuit in which his ex-girlfriend accused him of. Sources briefed on the decision told The Athletic on Wednesday. Sharpe has not been on ESPN since late April when the suit was first filed. He said at the time he would return to ESPN at the beginning of the NFL training camp. But no, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. ESPN declined to comment. So we have words from Shannon Sharpe here about the firing of himself from ESPN. And I'm not going to lie. I already watched this. I do not feel bad for Shannon Sharpe. Sorry, Shannon.
Obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted it to be about him, and I wanted it to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me that I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for.
Okay, he's gonna thank his fans. I mean, to me, this just wasn't. I still maintain the fact, and I said it when it first happened. It was not worth him coming out and exposing himself, and talking about this, because he lost out on. Again, if he did do those things, it's definitely screw him, but he lost out on a shit ton by doing this. And by doing this, I mean taking this to trial.
January 3rd, 2024 is the day that will always be etched in history as the day that Shannon Sharpe began to be told the truth about what will happen to him and adamantly denied it or just went against it. Cat Williams sat there and told him exactly what the fuck was going to happen to him. Cat Williams said it. They're going to find something. Something's going to happen. You're getting too big. He said it. And time again, people have came on his show and told him, hey, Unc, you tripping. Hey, Unc, you're wilding a little bit, ain't you? Hey, Unc, going a little crazy, ain't you? Hey, man, start dealing with these girls that are your age. It was all jokes. It was all laughs. Ain't nobody joking and laughing no more. Well, they joking and laughing at your expense. You not joking and laughing. I personally, with the apology to his brother, I think he made it worse. He told you don't apologize, and you made an apology weird. I'm sorry, I just upstaged you, just tarnished your name. I outdid you again, bro. My bad. Like, If I was his brother, I'm like, damn, you didn't have to take it there. I said it was okay. It's cool. I don't feel I personally, I feel bad for any brother that's gonna lose out on this type of opportunity, this type of money. But I'm with Omar. I don't know if he did those things. If he did, fuck him. You deserve it. If he didn't, you did this to yourself, man. Freaky Uncle Shannon Sharpe.
I'll go ahead, Sos.
Now, I'm gonna be real quick. This is a Dennis Schroeder level of bag fumbling, man. God damn. The amount of money he has punted because he wanted to be freaky. Insane. That's all I really gotta say on this. That's all.
He had a black woman sit right across from him, Damo, and say, "Hey, hey, I rock with you. I think you a good man. But you playing a dangerous game." And he kept playing. It's not. I can't claim anything to be true or false. Y'all know I'm not tapped into Hollywood. I wouldn't know, and to be honest, I don't care too much. It's just a matter of the fact that this is how you're losing opportunities is just always tough to see, because ultimately he could have just been more chill. So I guess that's how I feel about it. Not to talk too long into a circle, kind of like basically one-to-one what Damo was saying, maybe less harshly perhaps, but he definitely just got careless for a company that, if anything, was shown they don't want that looming around. You know, they don't want a situation where ain't this the guy that ain't this the, they don't want that too long on ESPN. Stephen A may be an exception and maybe thought that he was on that level. Some of us have argued if he's on that level or not, but clearly contract wise he was not. So it's unfortunate, because I don't like nobody losing that much bread. I 1,000,000% agree with you there, but I can't say that this is something that he didn't have coming to any degree whatsoever.
Can I ask, isn't all of his opportunities that got squandered like you can point at him being freaky being at least one of, if not the reason? Just like with the Fox thing, like, yes, his issues with Skip, but wasn't there also some freaky escapades going on that also led to them wanting him not to be around?
No.
I'm
not even gonna go freaky. It's just a matter of recklessness for me. That I'm not even gonna go the freak route, because there's some stuff that could be out there that's speculation, and it's just him living life. But he has been. His brand is kind of to be a little reckless, ain't it? To be Uncle Shannon Sharpe and the troll. Being on a sports show drinking Henny is a little reckless, creative, but reckless. So that's just been who he is, and I fuck with that authenticity, but simultaneously, you losing dollars because you know them companies want you to. Yeah, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I think he thought he was bigger than, you know, the system or whatever the case may be. That's what made him move so recklessly, do these things so recklessly. And like I stated in my video, why I felt like, and I will maintain this because I maintained this when we first had to make opinions and stuff like this. If he would have just stopped talking, we wouldn't have known about no sex tape. We wouldn't have known about the race play. We wouldn't have known about him wanting to choke her. We wouldn't have known about him getting his ass ate with his feet in the air. We wouldn't have known about that. We literally would not have known about any of that stuff. And then we wouldn't have had the people do some sort of comparisons to this, because this is also a nasty clip. He paid $25 for each butt cheek on the woman, but he's on video saying he wouldn't even give his daughters more than $30K for the wedding.
Hey, my daughter's a budget. You got a budget. I don't get whatever you do after that.
What number? I mean, I don't want to be in your business, but what number you said?
30,000.
Okay, so you can have a wedding with 30,000.
I don't know what you can have. I ain't the one getting married.
So here he's appearing stingy. Now, mind you, he's also stated, one of his biggest regrets and one of the things that he was working on was being a better father to the young women, because he didn't feel like he was the best when they were younger. But then you're on camera saying how strict you're gonna be with the money and stuff like that.
Is 30,000 crazy?
Nah,
I was about to say Bezos.
You having one right now? I just googled it. The average cost of a wedding is around 33,000, according to the Knott's 2025 Real Wedding Study.
Well, he somehow managed ours to be like under 15, which is
he's Shannon Sharpe, and this is Shannon Sharpe's daughters. So I would think two things. One, this is probably going to be much bigger than your wedding. There's going to be celebrities. There's going to be a standard level that's going to be there. And then two, again, you claim that you weren't the best father for them growing up. Okay, they want a $50,000 wedding, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 wedding. That should be okay. When you were sending this woman $25K per butt cheek, you ended up coming out of pocket $10+ million.
Oh yeah, with that context, yeah,
Hire
it is
her.
Yeah, I
nasty.
get what y'all getting at. I'm not gonna stop the conversation. I get what you're trying to get off. Yeah, proceed.
Yeah, well, yeah, go ahead, um, and pay or do that. But you look like a weirdo in the light, and it was cool. And Shannon Sharpe will still make money, do all this other stuff like that. But I just he made himself look much worse than he had to if he would have just paid the money in the beginning.
Yeah, to me the resolution, because I still don't have a problem with him talking in hindsight, but with the resolution being what it is, now I do. Because you was talking all that shit for you to just end up settling. Because you were so high and mighty about your stance that you were willing to put out your own sex tape because of how confident you are that you were innocent. And then now all of a sudden you're just gonna settle. That to me is where he lost.
Probably would have
me.
got fired if he did that though, and that's kind of why we've had several times on when you're getting canceled, do you just shut up or do you address it because of situations like this? Because theoretically, I think at the time I was even like, well, I don't want to be known for that, so maybe that's the time where I become a full blown hypocrite necessarily. But in general, it's one of those things where being quiet is powerful when it comes to your brand or whatever, because sure, there's controversy that's going to happen with like 90% of the 1% is going to have a true or false controversy that goes up at this fucking point, especially the way that Twitter can be and TikTok can be. It's unavoidable if you're in that top 1% per se. However, how you respond to that really makes or breaks you. And you can be the guy that fights for the truth. You can be the guy that doesn't care. But if you're too loud consistently, sometimes it can, hurt. And this is one of those situations where he was just too loud. And again, for me personally, I would even go as far as say a little reckless. So that's unfortunate.
And also speaking of reckless, because now when it's raining, it's pouring, and the old man is snoring, Shannon Sharpe actually has a new lawsuit. It's a new lawsuit coming down the pipeline for old Uncle Shay Shay. Shannon Sharpe is being sued for $20 million. This is today. This truly happened at 6:11 p.m. today. Being sued for $20 million after falsely claiming a woman's husband left her over a viral flirty moment with Usher, despite her not being married. The ongoing misinformation has resulted in emotional distress for the plaintiff, damaged her reputation, and adversely affected her personal and professional relationship. Y'all remember when Usher was going around to these women in concert? I think we can show this. We may not be able to show this.
Having them eat the cherries?
Yeah, having them eat the cherries and do stuff like this. So this is a clip from the specific incident. That's her, that's Usher, and they're just really close and intimate. And he's, saying words and she's getting animated. Well, the problem with that was, and just like any other situation, because this has happened before, where a story gets run with saying that like, yo, she's married. And she just did her husband like that. Da 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 da. That wasn't true. But on Nightcap, they ran with it. They ran with it. They kept going with it, put the clips up, all that stuff like that. She reached out to them, told them to take it down. They said no. She's saying that there's some effects on her real life, and now Shannon's getting sued, and all that stuff is just out there.
That's a tricky one. The latter half of what you just said, hell, the last sentence you just said, I guess that's a different context, but a lot of people get on the net, say stuff about things and people that ain't true. Hell, we've probably gotten some stuff wrong. And theoretically, if someone was to sit there, see us react and be like, hey, that's not what it was, then it comes to, would we be the channel to take it down or not? I personally would. But if you don't, you get sued. So I'm not gonna kill him for that necessarily. I would just say this is just another reason why I personally will always be the boring guy, because I like to wait for details and truth.
I think more the thing that I got from it more so was man, Shannon's got some bad karma on him.
Oh yeah,
bro.
no, yeah, he's unlucky
Yeah.
as hell. My fault. I didn't
Yeah.
mean to say that to start off. Yeah, no, he's unlucky as hell.
Shannon's got some
Whether it's his fault or not, he
outrageously bad
did
karma
something.
on him.
Even if he feels like he is so in the right in this situation, one, super unlucky, I agree. He gonna have to pay her. Because he can't, again, he end up settling and everyone can think what they want to think. Who knows why he did it? I already know. The nigga gonna come out and say he was gonna end up paying more in lawyer fees than what it would take to settle. That's what he's gonna say, whether he's right or wrong. That nigga's not trying to keep. Everyone's gonna sue Shannon, and if you have even an inkling of a case that he can get drugged, he's gonna have to pay you because he's not gonna want to pay them lawyer fees. He's not gonna want to. Who wants to just keep dragging that shit out? What's his name? Nate Diaz just had a clip come out because he got sued recently by the dude that looked like Jake Paul that he choked out. He was like he had to pay him because even though he was winning the case, he was paying more in lawyer fees than anything going on or what he could get from the guy. So in these cases, they just settle because that's the cheaper option. Now, is $50 million a cheaper option in the situation? Jesus Christ. If it is,
It
who
is.
are you paying, buddy?
But-
Yeah, someone. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the $50 million, and I don't know what he's gonna have to end up doing for this one. It's the cheaper option. You lose an ESPN job, reported $100 million man. You
True.
lose your Boost Mobile sponsorships. You still end up having to settle with her, and you spend money in lawyer fees and stuff like that. Yeah, in hindsight, because if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, and I really do think I remember correctly, in the beginning there was a much smaller number. The number was like 10. The number was like 10 or something like that. They had an original settlement already in the works. Pay that. Keep it pushing.
Yeah,
Okay.
someone was like, no offense to y'all, but we're not big enough for this unless someone's that petty. The point is, and that's why we're calling them unlucky, it's not even a matter of pettiness. It's just a matter of if they find it out and they want to take it there, that's ball game. So it's one of them things where if I went on the pod and B-So said, yeah, TSO Sage, look, alcoholic, he did crack. And it only got like 100 views, I could still sue him for that. So it's just one of them things where he's painfully unlucky. But as Omar just said, you're probably better off paying it off rather than going around, yo, bump that. I saw him do crack. I did not lie. This is not definitely that's what I'm saying. It's not about aura and clout right now. It's just a matter of how he's gone about certain situations that can be that you can gravitate if he was like a streamer or some stuff. But when you're trying to get ESPN and CBS, FS1, they want you to just sit there and, for right or wrong, be a good guy. And he weren't being a good guy. He was being our Uncle Shannon Sharpe. Now Unc is still running a successful platform, but now Unc gonna have to double down on that.
Yeah, mind you, this is all about him essaying him. This is nuts.